Never thought that day would end, huh?
Oh man, I signed up for it.
Well, I don't know if you really did. I mean, I know you did, but I don't think you signed in for this stuff. I think, anyways, that's for another day, another talk, I guess.
Thanks. All right, let me call this matter. This is the Spreeman case, Shelby Spreeman versus Ross Spreeman. It's filed 25-19976 DM. If I could have counsel place their appearances on the record, please.
Thank you, Judge. Elliot Blumberg on behalf of Shelby Spreeman, who's in my office appearing via Zoom.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Brooke Robinson appearing on behalf of Ross Spreeman, who is sitting next to me on Zoom in my office.
Thank you very much. We have two matters here, actually. One is the domestic relations case. That's file 25-19976-DM, but we also have the PPO case, which is 25-19979-PP. Which would you prefer to take first, Ms. Robinson?
Well, I think we could start out with the PPO, because if we don't deal with the PPO, the ex parte is going to be a problem too.
Okay. So this is I'm sorry, go ahead.
We would actually like to ask for a full evidentiary hearing on both of these. We feel that some of the allegations were, if not outright falsifications, significant mischaracterizations that have seriously prejudiced my client in this situation and also caused him tremendous financial burden. Throughout the beginning of this case.
The rest of the morning. I have the rest of the morning. What stops us from doing it today?
We don't have witnesses and exhibits together. We certainly can.
This appears relatively straightforward, so tell me what you don't have that you would need for today's hearing.
Well, we can go forward if we'd like to, but if we're missing something, Your Honor, I would prefer to maintain it for a evidentiary hearing, for a full evidentiary hearing.
I'm asking you to tell me what you think you might be missing.
Okay. Well, we don't have certain people here who could testify, especially on the PPO, how plaintiff has actually been violating the PPO on many occasions. She's been driving by, checking up on him, checking up on his phone.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't mean to talk over you, but plaintiff can't violate the PPO because it's not against her.
I understand that, but she's been making a lot of moves that would put him in danger of violating the PPO. I guess I can characterize it that way, by checking up on his friends, adding his relatives on social media, driving past where he's staying. It characterizes it as she's not actually afraid of him. She's just trying to control what the situation is.
Your Honor, my understanding was today was the evidentiary hearing. I mean,
that's kind of what I'm thinking about.
Then that's fine, Your Honor. We can proceed. I will not fight on this one. However, we can show from Ms. Spreeman's PPO that she's been keeping these little notes throughout the years, apparently. Then we had a year of no issues whatsoever, and then we start keeping notes again. If we look at her allegations from January, she says that the first day he was off probation, he was drunk. Then she was...
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I am interrupting. My understanding, if we're doing the PPO matter first, the petitioner has to go forward and put their case on, not the respondent.
That is correct. So let's do this. I understand, Ms. Robinson, you want to object to the PPO. Mr. Blumberger is correct. Once there's an objection, it's his burden of proof at that point to go forward. So I want to hear from his client, then I'll hear your client or other witnesses that you may want to present at that point. Mr. Blumberg, is your client ready to proceed?
Yeah, I'm just going to switch seats with her so she can face the screen.
All right, thank you. Ma'am, would you raise your right hand so I can swear you in? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Could you state your full name and spell your last name, please?
Shelby Rose Spreeman, Spreeman.
All right. Mr. Blumberg, your questions, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Shelby, just look straight ahead, okay? Can you tell the court currently where you reside?
I reside at 7279 First Court Avenue in Gaylord.
And who else resides at that address currently?
Me and my 2 children.
And what are their names and ages?
Rhett, he's 4, and Roman is 16 months.
You have petitioned this court for a personal protection order on an ex parte basis, meaning you filed a motion, and in your motion, you put some reasons why you believe you need a PPO. I think it's important that the court get a little bit of history and the background of your marriage and your relationship with Mr. Spreeman. When were you and Mr. Spreeman married?
May of 2021.
Okay. Has there been, during the course of your marriage, acts of domestic violence perpetrated by your husband against you?
Yes.
And has he been charged and convicted of domestic violence against you?
Yes.
And when was that?
2022.
And can you tell the court a little bit about that incident that gave rise to his arrest and conviction?
That night, Ross was intoxicated, past he should have been, to the point that he had trapped me and my, at the time, 3-year-old child, well, he was 2 at the time, our 2-year-old child in our bedroom and would not let us leave. He then threatened to use a firearm against our dog. He ended up with 4 charges in that case and pled down to 2 of them.
Was he charged with unlawful imprisonment?
He was not, but that was one of the initial charges.
Okay, but was he charged then with possession of a firearm while intoxicated?
He was.
And was he charged with being committing a felony with a firearm?
He was.
And was he charged with domestic violence?
Yes.
He was ultimately convicted of domestic violence, is that correct?
Correct.
And was he also convicted of being in possession of a firearm while intoxicated?
He was.
Now, that 2022 conviction, that wasn't the only incident about that time that he committed acts of domestic violence, was it?
It was not.
Can you tell the court about other acts of domestic violence perpetrated by your husband?
So since 2023, my entire pregnancy with our now 16-month-old child, Ross was extremely drunk the entire time, to the point that he put holes in our camper doors. He would rip my clothes and throw them in the trash. He, at the point my 4-year-old has extreme trauma from the acts that he has put us through, yelling and screaming. In 2023 of August, I was on my way to an OB appointment, and he actually tried putting the truck into park while I was driving down the road. And we ended up getting out of the vehicle, and he pushed me into the ditch, and a bystander actually had stopped on the side of the road to make sure I was okay. Finally, I was able to get his dad to come and pick him up off the side of the road on 131, and I proceeded to my OB appointment in Petoskey.
So let me just, I guess, have you clarify. So you were driving from the Gaylord area to Petoskey because you were seeing a doctor during your pregnancy?
Correct.
So how far along were you at the time of your pregnancy?
I was roughly 7.5 months pregnant.
Okay. And you were the one driving the vehicle?
Correct.
And was Mr. Spreeman intoxicated again at that time?
He was.
And so you said you were driving on 131 heading towards Petoskey?
Yes,
He was in the passenger seat?
he was.
And did he reach over to where the steering wheel was to try to put the car into park?
He did.
And you were traveling forward at that time?
I was.
Okay, so did the car stop or what happened?
It's a pretty gnarly grinding noises, and it did stop.
So did you get out of the car?
I did.
Were you attempting to flee away from him?
I was.
And did he chase after you?
He did.
And did he throw you onto the ground?
He did.
Did that cause you any injuries at that time?
It did get, my pants were completely muddy, and I did have a scratch on my knee, but that was it.
So, and this was after he'd already been convicted of abusing you the year earlier, isn't that correct?
Correct.
Did you go report this to the police?
I did not.
Can you tell the court why you didn't?
I'm not really sure, honestly. More or less being scared of what he would do to me.
Now, there were occasions during the course of your marriage where he would drink and do damage to property as well, is that correct?
Correct.
Can you tell the court what kind of damage he's done in the past?
Almost every door in my house has a hole in it from him. There's probably 70% of the walls have some sort of hole or crack or something in them from either a chair being thrown at them, his phone being thrown at them, a fist. I mean, my 4-year-old has noticed all of the holes in the house that have been made by him, including the one that's in the boys' bedroom.
So let me just interrupt you there if I could. So these acts of injuring or damaging property, do these come about historically after he's been drinking?
Correct.
I think it's important that the court get a real sense of his alcohol consumption. Is that something that happens on weekends or is it on a daily basis?
It's on a daily basis.
And how much does he drink during the course of the day?
More than a normal human should.
Well, I mean,
At least probably equivalent to about a fifth a day.
okay. Do you have pictures of garbage in your house, garbage containers with him and all his empty alcohol bottles?
I do.
And when he does this, what other damage has he done to the strike that? Has he damaged your vehicles as well?
He has. In 2023, I was driving my parents' vehicle and he was intoxicated at the time and stood on the running board and smashed the windshield. Also smashed the mirror. There was blood on the side of it, and I do have police reports from that one as well.
Did you take a picture of the window that he smashed?
I did.
Did you take it at the time that he had smashed the window?
Correct.
Okay. Can you just hold this up in front of the screen if you could, please? You see that little hole at the top of the thing? Judge, can you guys see that all right?
I believe I can see it, but it's hard to make out what it is without context.
Okay, well, now she's gonna testify to what it is. I just wanted to.
All right, go ahead.
This is from
Yep.
his fist right here, punching the windshield. This is my passenger side of my dash of my car.
And can
All
you,
right, I can see that now. Thank you.
And this was him at the time standing on the running board after he had ripped his shirt in half and was trying to pry the window open. He has his fingers in there. He was trying to pry the passenger side window open.
so was this during an argument the two of you were having?
Yes, I was trying to leave the house with our child and he was intoxicated at the time.
Okay. And again, you said that he has punched walls in your home. Has he
He
done
has.
that in the presence of the kids?
He has.
Now, the incident where he pushed you onto the ground on your way to the OBGYN, that was in 2023?
Correct.
In 2023, was he also again convicted of domestic violence?
He was.
And do you know who the victim of that was?
It was Timothy Beckwith, his stepfather.
And do you know where that occurred?
It happened at his parents' house.
Were you present when that happened?
I was.
And were you pregnant with your child while that happened?
I was.
And can you tell the court how far away from Mr. Spreeman you were when he assaulted his stepfather?
I was in the kitchen and it happened in the entryway to the living room, which is connected to the kitchen.
Were your kids present to see that incident as well?
Luckily, they were not, but they were in the home.
Okay. Did the police come and arrest him?
They did.
Again, were your children present when their father was taken away?
They were.
Okay.
At the time I was pregnant, so it was only one child.
Right, I'm sorry, I guess
It's okay.
I misspoke. And so he was again convicted of domestic violence. Was he placed on probation?
He was for a year.
Do you know if he was incarcerated as a result of that?
Just for that night.
So he got no jail time for a second domestic violence, is that right?
Correct.
Anybody was on probation, correct?
Correct.
Do you know when he got off probation?
It was January 10th of 2025.
So you've talked about, at least what I perceive to be a concern about his continued drinking. He wasn't drinking while he was on probation, was he?
No, but he was smoking weed.
Okay. You know whether or not that was a violation of his probation?
It was not. He went and got his medical card so he would be able to do that.
Okay. And once he was off probation, did he start drinking again?
The next day, yes.
Okay. So this PPO, well, let's strike, I want to get into another incident. Has Child Protective Services ever come to your house as a result of allegations of neglect or abuse by
They
your
have.
husband?
Yes, twice.
And can you tell the court a little bit about those situations?
The first one was from 2022 with everything that had happened when the cops had came and he had had the unlawful imprisonment, the possession of a firearm while intoxicated, and the domestic violence. They came because my child was in my arms when all of this was occurring, and I actually met the cops outside with our child in my arms that night. And then the second time was in 2023 when Ross was intoxicated again, and he decided to throw food at me, but instead of hitting me, he hit our child right in the face. And I ended up calling the cops that night, and then they contacted CPS, and CPS came out the next day.
So, Shelby, I think it's a fair question that you'll be asked. Since you've been the victim of this ongoing domestic violence, why haven't you done more to get him arrested or call the police?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. I wish I should have continued with what was supposed to happen with the 2022 conviction.
So you've obtained a personal protection order. Are you afraid of Mr. Spreeman when he drinks?
I am.
Are your children at risk when he drinks?
Extreme risk.
Okay. Now, given your work schedule, you work during the day, do you not?
Correct.
And can you tell the court where your kids are during your workday?
They are at a licensed daycare provider.
Okay. Do you have concerns that Mr. Spreeman will come to the daycare and take your children out of there?
I do.
Do you believe that you and your children would be safe without this personal protection order?
I do not.
And I know that we're dealing exclusively with the PPO right now, but do you have any other place to live other than the home that you're in right now?
I do not.
Thank you. Judge, I don't have any other questions at this time.
Cross-examination, Ms. Robinson.
Good morning, Ms. Freeman. You say that he was drinking the day after his probation. What was he drinking that day?
He was drinking little shooter bottles of Pink Whitney vodka.
Was he drinking to the point of intoxication?
He was.
How do you know he was intoxicated?
Ross has a very distinct tone to his voice when he's been drinking, and it's an instant giveaway, as well as all of the vodka bottles I found in the trash and the garbage can in the garage.
Mr. Blumberg and Ms. Robinson, I understand that you're both here.
It's an objection to a referee recommendation, Judge. So I assumed you were going to schedule it for an evidentiary hearing at some point.
All right. I just wanted to know if we were having that evidentiary hearing today, and I didn't know what the exact status of it was. So if that's not what you're intending, I'd be happy to take your case and set it for an evidentiary hearing. And that way we can.
No, I think that that's what would be appropriate. My concern is this, though, Judge. The referee in his recommendation gave immediate effect to the recommendation. And the part that we find particularly objectionable is commencement of overnight parenting time for Mr. Spreeman. He hasn't provided PBT results to his supervised parenting time. So one of the things we're asking the court to do is to hold that part of the recommendation in abeyance until we have the evidentiary hearing.
And Your Honor, we would disagree with that. We would think that overnight parenting time needs to start again simply because we have gone through this ramp up process. And I did reach out to Attorney Blumberg to ask how he would like us to get those results to his client without violating the PPO, and he did not respond. So the children were withheld from my client this past weekend.
Mr. Blumberg, how do you want to get the results?
Send them to me and I'll get them to my client. I thought that was pretty obvious given the existence of the PPO.
Well, given the existence of the order that says they were to go directly to her, we obviously had a conflict, which is why I reached out.
Well, I apologize. I was not aware of that.
All right. It appears to me if he is testing on a regular basis, as put in the proposed order from the referee and in the current order that I signed, that is sufficient protection for the children to make sure that he's not actively drinking during the time frame. So we're going to continue the order. We'll set a contested hearing on the objection but we'll continue the order as it is now with those protections in place. But I do have to say, sir, that if you miss one or you're positive on one, that would be subject to me denying you any future parenting time. So take that very seriously. I'm giving you a break by doing this. So understand that and act accordingly. All right.
Mr. Blumberg, what email address would you like those results sent to?
Brooke, you have my email. I mean, just send them to me.
Your personal email or your office email?
No, you can send it
Okay.
to me personally. And Judge,
All right.
I'd like to recognize Mr. Fisher's presence here today. It's been 100 years since I've seen him, and he's looking just as young as he was.
It's all the smiling that he does.
I know. I know.
All right. So what do the parties believe that we need for an evidentiary hearing as far as time limits? Are we going to need a half a day?
Yeah, well, there's going to be a counselor that's going to be testifying, so I would think a whole day would probably be required.
Ms. Robinson, do you have any objection to that?
I do not.
All right. The court will set a whole day evidentiary hearing on the objection. I have received, well, that's different. I've got an objection on the child support recommendation too, but I think there's a hearing for that on the 24th, so I'll just leave that alone at this moment. So we'll set. Do we need any additional things to be covered prior to that time? Is there any evidentiary issues? Are there any, everybody knows what the witnesses and exhibits and all that is going to be?
I don't think that is known at this point, and I would like to be able to submit a witness list. I mean, what 10 and 14 days before the hearing, Judge? Is that what you're going to require us?
Yes. Yes.
Because there's a
So
counselor. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Witness and exhibit list 14 days in advance. Are there any evidentiary issues that need to be done ahead of time for that hearing? Motions to exclude or anything like that?
I'm not aware of any.
Neither am I, Your Honor.
All right, so simply witness and exhibit list 14 days in advance. Has there been a report done by the expert?
No, it's the person that's still counseling with one of the children. One of the children has serious health issues. He's less than 2 years old, and that's another concern that we have in regard to overnights at this point.
All right, well, my question was whether or not there was a report, and I just want to know if that had been exchanged. So we'll need, if there is a report, that needs to be exchanged, and then the contact information for the expert so that the other side can have at least telephone contact ahead of time to know what the expert's going to say.
Sure.
So exchange, along with the witness and exhibit list, I would like to have current exchange of any expert information quickly so that the other side can do that. So let's do that within the next 7 days. Any experts to be used, their curriculum vitae and the contact information to the other side so that the other side can have conversation with them. All right, I'll have my staff set a whole day evidentiary hearing date, and that we send out to the parties, and I'll see you at that time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that will be in person, please.
Okay.
All right, so just plan on that in person.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.